Do you ever feel just burnout, stressed? Do you ever find yourself doom scrolling at 1 a.m., feeling this weird, buzzing disconnection from everything? How many tabs are open in your brain right now? How many times have you checked your notifications in just the last hour? How's it going, everyone? This is Justin. Welcome back to Lights Over Loveland, and today we're going to be diving deeper into shamanism, and I'm going to help give you some ways that you can bring this ancient practice into your modern lifestyle with some very practical ways that you can go about practicing this. And I also want to take a moment and say I think I'm going to step away from making as many Skywatch videos as I have in the past. If you haven't seen, I have a video where I show all of my footage of the strangest things that I've recorded. And if at this point that's not enough to convince the biggest skeptic out there that there's something unexplainable going on, then I don't know what will. And also I want to say I'm not completely stepping away from making Skywatch videos. I'm still going to go out and Skywatch and record. I'm just only going to make videos if I end up recording something that I really can't explain. I'm going to take this opportunity to kind of pivot, and I'm going to focus more on bringing you all knowledge and information through different practices, different religions, different esoteric teachings, just different ways to look at this phenomenon through different lenses. And maybe one of these ways will resonate with you more than some of the other ways, because that was, for me, started out as aliens from outer space, as very nuts and bolts, and then it kind of evolved into the spiritual connection that I'm at now, and learning about different spiritual practices, different religions. All of that is what really helped give me the framework to have the belief system that I have now. Try not to have any concrete beliefs in this topic. Keep it all as a possibility. It doesn't have to be so black and white. I think it's a scale of most likely to least likely, and that's the way I look at it. And it makes you so you're not so closed off to the possibility that it could be different than what you were thinking. So we're going to dive into this video. I'm going to help you get some modern shamanic practices to help you with your everyday life, and let's get into it. We are by far the most connected generation in human history. We have the entire world's knowledge in our pocket. We can talk to anyone, anywhere, at any time. And yet, so many of us feel profoundly disconnected. Disconnected from ourselves, each other, and definitely from the natural world. In our last video, we explored the big, wide world of shamanism. What it is, where it comes from, and how it was this ancient system for community, healing, and understanding the universe. But here's the thing. I don't believe shamanism is just some dusty ancient topic for archaeology class. I believe the core principles of shamanism might actually be the perfect antidote to our modern digital burnout. What if these ancient principles could help us feel more grounded, more present, and more connected, even in the middle of our chaotic modern lives? Well, that's what this video is about. I'm sharing 4 practical, simple ways you can apply core shamanic wisdom to your life right now. No caves, no jungles, just you right where you are. Let's get into it. Okay, so before we get to the how-to, we need to understand one core concept that all of this is built on. And that concept is the living in right relationship. In most shamanic cultures, the world is not seen as a thing. It's not a resource to be used, it's a relationship. In fact, it's a whole collection of living, breathing relationships. The core idea is that for a human to be healthy and whole, they must live in the right relationship with 1. Yourself. your body, your mind, your spirit. 2, your community, your family, your neighbors, the people you interact with. And 3, the natural world, the earth, the animals, the plants, the sky, the water. This is a massive shift from our default modern mode. We're taught to consume, to use, to scroll, to take. We see a forest and we think either lumber or scenery. Shamanism asks us to connect, to participate, to listen, to give back. It's about seeing the world as a community of living, conscious beings. And we're just one of those beings. And the best part is, you don't need to quit your job and move to a forest to practice this. You can live in a high-rise apartment in a city and still practice this. Because it's not about what you're doing, it's about how you're doing it. It's a simple but profound shift from mindless consumption to mindful connection. So how do we start? That brings us to our first practice. Okay, practice number 1. Find your nature spot. The first and maybe most important practice is to reestablish a conscious connection with nature. Shamanism is rooted in animism, the belief that everything is alive, conscious, and has a spirit. But I know what you're thinking. I live in a concrete jungle. I don't have a nature spot. Yes, you do. I promise. Your nature spot doesn't need to be a national park or a mountain. It can be a single, struggling tree that grows out of the crack of a sidewalk on your street. It can be a potted plant on your desk. It can be a patch of sky you see out your office window. It can be a city park. Here's the action. Once a day for just 3 minutes. Go to your spot, put your phone away, off, in your pocket. Just don't do anything. Just be. Just observe. Look at the tree, and I mean really look at it. Don't just see tree. See the texture of the bark. See the way the light hits the leaves. Notice the ant crawling on it. Touch it. Feel the breeze. Acknowledge its existence. Say hello in your head. You are shifting your perspective. You're moving from seeing it as scenery, a background for your life, to seeing it as another living being that you share the space with. You are starting a relationship. That's it. That's the practice. It's simple, but it's profound. Do this for a week, and I promise you will start to feel different. Practice number 2, create simple rituals. The sacred pause. Shamanic cultures use ritual to make the ordinary sacred. Ritual is what marks time, creates intention, and anchors you in the present moment. In our modern lives, our days just blur. It's a chaotic, anxious rush, from the alarm clock to Netflix's "Are You Still Watching" screen. We live on autopilot. A ritual is simply an action done with focused intention. And we can reclaim our days, even just 60 seconds of them, by creating our own sacred pauses. I'll give you the easiest one in the world, your morning coffee or tea. Tomorrow morning, instead of scrolling Instagram while it brews, just don't. Stand there, listen to the water, smell the coffee. When you pour it, watch the steam. When you hold the mug, feel the warmth in your hands. And before you take the first sip, just pause. Close your eyes. Take one deep breath and silently say thank you. Thank you for this moment, for this coffee, for this warmth, and for the start of a new day. Then drink. Boom! You just did a ritual. You took a mindless, automatic habit and you turned it into a sacred, mindful act. You anchored yourself in the present. You can do this with anything. Washing your face, brushing your teeth, walking out your front door. A 60-second sacred pause is a pattern interruption for the autopilot. It's how you take your power back from the chaos. Practice number 3, practice reciprocity. Now, this doesn't have to be some grand, complicated gesture. Reciprocity can be incredibly simple. When you're on a walk, maybe to your nature spot, pick up one piece of trash that isn't yours. That's it, you just gave back to the land. Leave a little water or some birdseed out on your balcony. If you're a gardener, that's a perfect act of reciprocity. But the easiest way to start, the food you eat. Just like with the coffee, before you eat your next meal, just pause. Look at the food on your plate and take 10 seconds to silently acknowledge everything that went into it. The sun, the water, the earth, the life of the plant or animal, the farmer who grew it, the truck driver who delivered it. Just give a silent, genuine thank you. This simple act radically shifts your mindset. You're no longer just a consumer at the end of a long chain. You become a partner in the cycle of life. You're acknowledging the relationship, and that's the whole point. Practice number 4, the mini journey for problem solving. This last one is a little bit more shamanic in the classic sense. As we've discussed, the shaman's journey to the non-ordinary reality or a different state of consciousness to gain perspective, find allies, and get solutions to problems. Well, how many times do we get stuck? We get stuck in our heads, we overthink, we get analysis paralysis. We're trying to solve a complex 3D problem with our 1D logical, stressed out monkey mind. You can use a version of the journeying concept to get out of your own head. Here's the mini journey. Next time you're stuck on a problem, a creative block, a tough decision at work, a personal issue, stop trying to think your way through it. Instead, shift your state. Go somewhere quiet, even if it's just your car on lunch break. Put on headphones. Go to YouTube and find a shamanic drumming track. There are thousands. I'll link one down below. Close your eyes for 5, maybe 10 minutes. Set a simple, clear intention in your mind. I am open to a new perspective on this. And then, let go. Don't try to solve the problem. Just listen to the drum. Your job is to observe. Observe any random images, feelings, or ideas that fly by. Don't judge them. Don't analyze them. Just watch the movie in your head. What you're doing is giving your stressed out logic brain a rest. You're quieting the critic, letting your creative, intuitive, deep brain speak. When the 10 minutes are up, you might not get a full-blown, step-by-step answer, but I guarantee you'll get a new feeling, a fresh idea, or at the very least, you'll feel calmer and more centered. You're accessing a different part of your own consciousness. That's the practice. So there you have it. 4 simple practices. 1. Find your nature spot. 2. Create sacred pauses. 3. Practice reciprocity. And 4. Use the mini journey to get unstuck. See, shamanism isn't just some relic of the past. It's not something woo-woo or out there. It's a set of practical, powerful tools for connection, for mindfulness, and for finding your place in the world. It's about remembering that you are a part of a living, conscious, beautiful world, not just living in it. It's about finding your way back to that right relationship. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of these practices resonated with you the most? Which one will you try out next week? Or maybe you already do something like this. Do you have a small, modern ritual you do every day? Share it in the comments below. I'd genuinely love to read them, and I know other people in this community will get value from them too. And of course, if you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. because you're not going to want to miss what's coming up. In my next video, we're going to dive into one of the most fascinating parts of this practice: spirit animals and power animals. We're going to talk about what they are and what they aren't, and how we can respectfully connect with them. Thank you so much for watching. Be well, stay curious, and I hope you have an amazing day filled with love and light. I will catch you all in the next video.